I hope you're watching this one, Paladin, because I'm absolutely ecstatic right now. This is Joytoy's 1/18 scale Horus Heresy Space Wolf's Deathsworn 3. Ugh, my lisp. The 3 here is because this figure is the third from a squad of 5, each with their own unique designs and adornments. Which brings us straight into the looks. The all black is cool and sleek looking. The colors for the edge highlighting here is a sort of gray or bluish gray, which is an interesting choice since it stands out more compared to the black and brown that we've seen used for the other figures that we've taken a look at in this channel. The bone white used for the 3 skulls on the knee, backpack and helmet is also highlighted with a brown wash, and the skull on the head unit has smidges of blood red, which I'd imagine is a mistake on the paint application, but looks really good regardless. The gold and the silver details on the figure also have some weathering on them, and the fur details are well painted as well. Further details include the weapons, which we'll talk about more later, the ropes on the left leg, the crack grenades, and an hourglass, as well as what I'd imagine is a wolf tail of some sort on the waist of the figure. The color palette and design of the figure provides a display that allows itself to be both clean and uniform looking like the Imperial Fist Praetor, while also being busy with all of the details like the Sons of Horus Space Marine. The accessories are bare bones here, but honestly not really a complaint in my eyes. Starting off, we get 3 pairs of hands, 2 trigger figure hands, 2 holding hands, and to my surprise, we don't actually get any fists here. Rather, we get some open hands, or a sort of cupping hand, which allows for more dynamic double-handed poses, or for holding the hourglass perhaps, which one of the variations of this figure seems to advertise. We get a pair of weapons, being the axe and the Horus Heresy era bolter. Talking about the bolter first, it has a good paint job, with what seems to be a gem in a red that pops in the predominantly black and silver color scheme. Also present is a removable magazine for more dynamic displays. The other weapon we get is an axe, which really sells the wolf in Space Wolf. The gold, silver, and the pommel are all well sculpted and fit into the hands of the figure nicely. Although, kind of a minor complaint, there does seem to be a nasty seam line over on the wolf portion of the axe. Not a deal breaker, but definitely something to take note of. Now, this just might be the most posable Space Marine to date. Granted, his head design doesn't allow for a dynamic display, his arms on the other hand can spread out rather wide compared to his 40k brothers, and his legs range are comparable to the Intercessor that we took a look at before. The shoulders do have an additional fur detail on the shoulders which do limit the bend a bit, but it should be of no concern since it's made of a softer rubber material that bends easily. I guess just be careful of it breaking or something. The posability on this figure is most likely the same with what we've come to expect from Joytoy, but one thing I do like to note here is that his toes are actually filled in. In case you haven't noticed, for the past figures that we took a look at, the feet are clean cut when you bend them. But for this Space Wolf in particular, the toe sculpt is a bit more rounded, which allows it to be a bit more filled in when using the toe hinge. A small thing, but really appreciated. And speaking of small things, our Space Wolf here is more of a puppy size compared to the other Horus Heresy figures that I have, instead being the same size as a standard battle brother like the blueberry you see on screen. For other comparisons, here he is next to the Amazing Red, Ironhide, Grimlock, Minifig, and Nargacuga. Now, I bought this figure in anticipation of my Steam Deck not being able to run Space Marine 2. Originally, I had this guy and the Grey Slayer in my cart ready to ship when I thought about the possibility of Steam Deck support. And lo and behold, a dev interview came out confirming full Steam Deck support. Getting back on track, I absolutely love this doggo. The paint and the sculpt are well crafted and applied. Yes, this figure doesn't come with much, but I'll make the same argument that I made with the Son of Horus with Power Fist. For the $30 that I spent on him, he's well worth every single cent. The accessories are no slouch at all, and he's extremely posable compared to his brothers, which basically makes him more playable and a fun desk toy, alongside the 40k Blueberry. If this particular design doesn't vibe with you, then don't worry because you got 4 more to choose from, which is both the beauty and crime of this toy line, because honestly, I'm tempted to get him a friend. Wolves are pack animals after all.